Meow meow. Meow 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 meow.
Well, guys, today's gonna be a rough one. Earlier today, I was diagnosed with strep throat, which, to be honest with you, I didn't even think that was something that adults got. Thought that was kind of one reserved for the kiddos, so learn something new every day. I've been gargling lidocaine all day, so if I sound a little funny, it's because my tongue's a little numb. Don't worry, it'll go away. Actually, speaking of that, though, I used to get strep like once a year as a kid, and they never gave me that shit, and it works pretty effectively. So, I don't know, guess I have a bone to pick with my pediatrician unless one of you guys can explain to me why they wanted me to suffer. Anyways, that's not that important. Today, we are doing something that I've been putting off for way too long. I've kind of mentioned it in videos before this one, but today we're ripping off the Band-Aid, we're going in raw, we're diving in, alright? It's time to talk about the shit show that is Instagram Reels. Now, like I said, I've touched on briefly in the past my problem with Instagram Reels, and it's important that you know when I say problem, I don't mean like a I don't like them problem. Quite the opposite, actually. I like them a little too much. Against my better judgment, going against everything that I believe in, everything that I stand for, recently, I've been finding myself watching Instagram Reels a lot. It's a problem. I'm aware of it. I'm working on it. Now, what you don't know is that I'm lying. Okay, and that's going to be important to the story here because I'm actually not trying to stop watching them at all. I'm watching them more. And me and my friends, as typical members of the male sex, we do this thing where we try and send each other the worst, most unbelievable, strangest reels we can find. And doing that for months has transformed my Instagram Reel page into something that honestly humans were never meant to see. Okay, 20 years ago, if you wanted to see the things that I see on my Instagram Reel page, you'd have to pay somebody a lot of money to do things that they probably thought were illegal. And you'd have to film it on a camcorder, and you would never tell a single soul about anything that you two had done. Now people just post that kind of shit on the internet for free. And I watch a lot of it. And today, as part of like, I don't know, what do the kids on Twitter call it, a humiliation ritual? I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 of some of the worst things I've found on Instagram Reels. Not really because I want you to see it, but because I need the motivation of people out there knowing that I watch this shit, like, for fun, to make me stop doing it. I need you guys to bully me just a little bit, okay? Now, I want to go on the record here and say that none of these videos I enjoy watching. Okay, none of them bring me joy. This is sort of a morbid obsession, okay? It's like when you go through your phase of watching people die on the internet, and then one day you're like, you know what, I should probably not be doing this. That's where I'm at right now, okay? I'm at a crossroads. Holy fuck, I just took my temperature and it's a 103. I don't think that's good. I'm gonna attribute that to my heat being cranked up and a bad thermometer though. So, we continue. Anyways, enough about that. Back to what I was saying, crossroads, Instagram Reels, you get it. It's time to watch some shit that you probably don't want to, okay? Quick disclaimer, I have, I guess, like, filtered these. These aren't the worst of the worst, unfortunately. They are the worst of what I think is entertaining and, like, okay to show on YouTube, though. So, I'm gonna let myself have it, alright? Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow.
Alright, so I figured we'd start off strong, you know, really give you an idea of what you're going to be dealing with here today. Now, I want to say something that I forgot to mention earlier. I made sure to vet all of the accounts I took these reels from to make sure of two things. One, that the person posting these videos is actually the person making them, just so that I knew they weren't taken out of context or anything to be mean. Not that anything we're going to be looking at today could really be made better by any context, but, you know, just to be safe. And then also to make sure that whatever they're posting, this is what they post all the time. Because that's important, because this guy's account is nothing but him saying meow meow and then assaulting his testicles with a pumpkin. Now, obviously, this is some sort of fetish, but I've got to be honest, it's one that's new to me. I don't even really know what category this would fall under. If I had to guess, this was like something that this guy was commissioned to do, and then he did it and he was like, holy shit, I really like this. Because saying meow meow and then hitting your balls with a pumpkin, I don't know, that's a little bit too specific to discover on your own, I feel like. Let's move on. Real quick, talking about Instagram so much has reminded me that you should follow me on Instagram. Yeah, you should do that because nothing makes my day better than people on the internet telling me that my outfits are cool. So, yeah, if you could do that, you would really be helping me out. Thank you kindly. All right, that's enough of that. I really almost made you guys watch that entire thing, but I'm a pretty cool guy, so you can thank me later. This one is pretty bad for me because I hate ASMR. If you like it, nothing against you, okay? Different strokes for different folks, but I don't understand how anybody could watch shit like this and not want to rip their hair out. I also hate face humor. Haven't talked about that in a long time, but my longtime viewers will know face humor is one of my biggest pet peeves on the planet. It's not funny. So you combine face humor with ASMR, and I'm just sitting here like, well, what have I done? Why are you showing me this, Instagram? And why did I watch the entire fucking thing?
Harley, do your farts have the power to melt cheese?
Giggling mischievously, Dollface, my farts are legendary. They could melt cheese, scare cats, and make rainbows appear in the sky. Anything's possible with the power of my gas-tastic abilities.
So your farts are like a unicorn, basically?
Giggling with pride, Dollface, my farts are more magical than unicorns. They're like a rainbow of stink and their power knows no bounds. So yes, you could say my farts are like a fierce mythical unicorn, leaving a trail of stink and whimsy wherever they go.
Well, I need you to use that magic on a plate of nacho cheese fries. And I want you to fart on the fries themselves, top, bottom, middle. I need you to do that 1.5 million times on each fry. And again, we're going to put cheese on it. And the idea with my question was that you would melt all the cheese with your farts on the fries. That is the initial goal. Do you get that, Harley?
All right, so this is Dr. Uncle Bingo, and his entire thing is having these conversations with a Harley Quinn chatbot, asking her to perform various obscene acts involving him that always circle back to her farting in some manner. I think it's at this point that this video begins to reflect more on me rather than the people making these reels, because why the fuck do I know that? Why is that something I've committed to memory? If somebody walked up to me on the street and said, hey, do you know who Dr. Uncle Bingo is? I'd be like, yeah, I do, actually. What concerns me is that I don't think this is a joke. I think this guy is really serious about all this. Because if you look through his page, like I said earlier, this is all it is. I don't think the guy's into farts. I think the guy is specifically into Harley Quinn's farts, which is really unfortunate for him because, you know, she's not real. So I don't know how you deal with that day to day. I guess he's doing the best he can. So I can't play the audio on this one, but as you might be able to tell by what you're looking at, this is a person who drinks their coffee every morning through their asshole. Apparently, because it has all of these benefits that you're seeing on the right here. Personally, I think that's not true. Maybe liver health and IBS I could see, but I don't think sucking coffee through your asshole is going to make you more fertile. Also, don't really see how it could help with brain fog, anxiety. These things seem a little made up, but at the same time, I guess I have never drank my morning coffee through my chocolate starfish, so I guess I can't knock it till I try it. Okay, so I mean, I don't even really know what to say about this one. I personally would not consider this the cutest baby cry ever for multiple reasons. One, gotta be honest, I don't even really think it sounds like a baby. Like, completely ignoring the fact that this is a fully grown man, he doesn't even sound like a baby does when they're crying. Like, if I were to close my eyes and listen to this, which I'm not gonna do, I would think this is a video of like the Cowardly Lion after getting gunned down and he's on the ground like trying to keep it together. That's what this sounds like to me. Not a baby. Alright, so this one isn't like anything super new. This isn't a groundbreaking one, but it is kind of unfortunate to know that people like this still exist out there. I mean, let's just consider the facts here for a moment. You're a fully grown man slithering around on the floor of a subway car, hissing at a camera for what? Because I look through the comments of these videos, nobody finds this shit funny. People are just dogging on you. So is it just like an any attention is good attention situation? You just want eyes on you? What is it? Because this is not normal behavior for any person on the planet, much less a fully grown man.
Today, I arrived at the airport extra early, and I wanted to show off to the flight attendants by doing a backflip in my sweet leggings.
Alright, so this one hits a little close to home because at a coffee shop I go to relatively frequently, there's an old man who wears these exact leggings anytime he's in there. I truly wish I was joking, but unfortunately I'm not. I'm assuming it's some sort of like exhibitionist fetish. It should be, and like honestly probably is, illegal. I feel like that's probably grounds for an indecent exposure the way this guy has his shit out. Look, if you want to wear this kind of shit to like a fetish club, keep it behind closed doors, who cares? But wearing it to an airport or a coffee shop, you belong in a fucking prison. You're sick in the head. You've got to be seriously deranged to want to wear something like this where you know children are going to be.
Would you rather wake up to this? Which is a cute little puppy? Or would you rather wake up to this? Which is also a cute little puppy, but just a little more aggressive. Let me know.
Okay, so I'm like 70% convinced that this one's a bit. It just doesn't feel quite serious enough, like as serious as it should be if a person was really into this shit. However, I don't know how much easier that makes this to watch. This could be fully satirical. The man could advertise that it's 100% satire. I still think it'd be a difficult watch.
Right, what's your favorite topping on a pizza?
If I had to choose, it'd probably be like pepperoni, but I'm just a regular cheese guy.
Yeah. I just do cheese. I don't do I just do cheese. I don't really like pepperoni. It's kind of a weird taste.
I'll do pepperoni, but same thing, like,
Yeah.
A lot of people are big pepperoni fans.
I think meat lovers too. I have meat lovers a couple times.
I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of like the sausage in general.
I've never had a meat lovers.
But syrup or butter on the pancakes?
Syrup.
Both?
I don't really like butter.
Both.
Butter is good with the chocolate chips, but regular, I'd go syrup.
I feel like the syrup and pancake, top tier duo.
Okay, so for these last two, to round out the 10, I've decided to go for a twofer. One, because I thought that these guys would be a nice palate cleanser, but also because you need more than one video to really appreciate the lore here. So these are the MD Foodie Boys, the self-proclaimed top Maryland food podcast. And to be honest with you, I might just need to make an entire video on them alone because half the enjoyment of these videos is reading the comments. So the MD Foodie Boy community has named this kid with like the bright green hoodie and the glasses on McLovin, which I feel like is kind of mean, but if the shoe fits. And McLovin here is known for his silly takes. And this podcast, I think, is one of the reasons that so many people think that you should have to pass like an exam in order to be allowed to buy podcast equipment, because this is a food podcast, and all 4 or 5 of these guys, I can't really tell how many of them there are, just said their favorite pizza is cheese. McLovin said he's never had a fucking meat lover's pizza, and this is like a foodie podcast. McLovin also with the insane take, I don't think anybody's ever said this before, that syrup and pancakes is a good duo. Groundbreaking shit is happening in Maryland, people. Well, guys, what do you think? Please don't let the fact that we ended on something as enjoyable and fun as the MD Foodie Boys distract you from what we've seen here today, okay? I feel like that might be the effect I'm gonna end up creating here, but just remember the pumpkins. Okay, remember the leggings, asshole coffee. I mean, we've seen some things today that are not enjoyable. Just because the MD Foodie Boys are, we can't let that distract from what really matters here. Okay. I'm not sure if this video is going to end up accomplishing what I really wanted it to. I've had too much fun watching through these again and sharing them with you guys, so it's probably not. However, I do think that I've made a pretty good argument here today that Instagram Reels should be shut down. If a significant, if not overwhelming, portion of the content posted on your social media platform is like the shit we looked at today, there's just really no good argument that exists to back up why it should exist. Instagram should exist, though. And like I said, you should follow me on Instagram because I love validation from strangers. So please do that, okay? I shared something with you. Return the favor, all right? See ya.